cooking recipe tonight for you for a healthy, beautiful dinner. So tonight's menu, I'm gonna be making a kale salad tonight, and on top I'm gonna put a pan-seared sea bass and my famous roasted tomatillo salsa, so I can show you how you can use this sauce even on fish. Let's go ahead and review the ingredients. And if you notice, I'm wearing red roses. I know, it's that kind of a day today. I got my curly kale here. I have my beautiful Seabass Fillet here with the skin on. And then I have some olive oil. I have some pomegranate molasses, which I'm gonna use for the kale salad. I have some salt, lime, half a lime. Some fried onions that I got from IKEA. I love these things on salads and things. It's a nice crunchy bite. And then of course I'm gonna use my roasted tomatillo salsa and a little butter when I'm actually browning my sea bass. So with that, let's get cooking. So we are going to be starting with a little kale lesson. So if you remember, I did a recipe with Tuscan kale, which was sort of the flat leaf kale. And I told you there was another type which looks like this, and this is curly kale. So I did the same thing that I told you. So I basically ribbed it. So I removed this stalk here. And then, you know, I have pieces like this basically. Then I put them in cold water and apple cider vinegar. And I basically washed it and I left it in that water. So now this is nicely washed and drained. So you want to make sure you don't have excess water in this. I was telling you about kale. One of the secrets of a great kale salad is to make sure you chop it up fine. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to chop up the kale and then I will drop the leaves into this bowl again. So let's take all the kale. I'm gonna try to first chop the 1/2. So I love always layering my food on top of some sort of salad. If you noticed, I love to use spinach, I use kale, sometimes regular lettuce. Oh no. Because this way you make sure you get your veggies. But also it's just a beautiful color, you know, that you can layer things on top of. So this is no different. So we're chopping the kale fine. Now this kale is even more, I would say, pungent than the Tuscan kale. So you want to make sure you chop this fine. I got some nice Latino music in the background. There's something with Latino culture. I don't know what it is. I love it so much. Now what I will also do is I'm gonna go across. So we're basically kind of cubing the kale, if you will. Because this way, when you take a bite of the fish, you're not gonna sit there and like a huge leaf of kale. So this way, everything comes in one bite. Let's go ahead and drop the kale. Now it looks a lot, I know. Once we put the things in there to massage it, it will be nothing. So now I will go ahead and put the half lime. Now this is quite a bit of kale, so it's not enough to half lime. So I will go ahead and do 1 lime. I'm not going to do more than that because I'm using pomegranate molasses as my salad dressing. So now my flaky sea salt. Let's now give this kale a lovely massage. It turns out I like to massage my vegetables. I mean, who doesn't like to be massaged, right? Especially these days. So again, this is really needed, especially for kale, because kale can be really, really tough to eat. So you want to give it a bit of love before you do anything with it, just to make sure that it's nice and tender. Let's do a little kale dance. I just want to show you this. Look at how beautiful this kale looks. As you know, I took some salsa and tango lessons in Dubai, and I absolutely loved it. They're so much fun, and you're actually working out. So I want to go back to that. As soon as the social distancing thing is over, I want to go back to my little salsa and my little tango. Okay, so the kale is resting now. It's been massaged, so it's kind of marinating in the lime juice and the salt. Now is the time to actually work on our fish. Now usually you know sea bass is my favorite fish and I usually bake it in the oven, but today I'm gonna pan fry it. So what I want to go ahead and do is turn my heat to a medium-high heat and put a little olive oil and a little bit butter. Butter's gonna give it that really nice browning effect. Now I have the fish here. As I told you, I dried it. This beautiful fish, so all it needs is a nice salt and pepper. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. So I need this butter with the oil pretty hot. I'm going to be putting it skin side down. So let's turn this fish and go ahead and pepper and little salt. And go ahead, press into the fish a little bit without, putting too much pressure. Guys, I want you to see this. So the butter is bubbling up. That means the fish is ready to go in. Skin side down. Yes. Just like any other meat, don't poke it. Don't do anything with it. Just let it fry up in the shallow oil. Magically, Bruno shows up. Every time I'm cooking some sort of meat, he's here. Right under my feet. So you see what I'm doing? I'm moving the fish around in the oil without really touching it with a fork. Because I want that nice crispy skin. Guys, I want to show you this. When I lift up the tail, you see that beautiful crust? That means it's ready to turn. Woo! Gorgeous. And I'm moving the fish so it moves with the butter. And the other side is gonna be nice and cooked. So we want this fish to be nice and flaky, which means we have to keep an eye on it. We have to move it around. And as soon as it's cooked, in the oven it takes about 10 minutes, but in the stovetop it's definitely much hotter. So I'm gonna give it probably another minute and remove it from the heat. So the sea bass is a super lean fish, and this one I just salted peppered because I have lots of toppings that's gonna go and flavor it even further, so we don't want to overcomplicate the fish when we cook it. Honestly, the meal comes together in 15 minutes, guys. It's so easy. You can have it weeknight dinner. That's it, it's cooked. I'm gonna remove the pan from the heat and let it hang out there for a second until I do my salad dressing. So the dressing is super simple. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little olive oil and some pomegranate molasses. If you guys don't know this stuff, it's so good. It's sour, but it has a sweet taste as well. It's definitely not keto, but I love it and I believe in the other benefits of some of these products. Anyway, I'm not doing 100% keto these days, so it's okay. At least I'm cutting the carbs for the most part. So I'm gonna go ahead and indulge a little bit in this pomegranate molasses. Let's go ahead and give it a try. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a bit of salt. It's perfectly sweet and sour. It's a lovely, lovely taste. So let's go ahead and mix this up. Let's go ahead and plate this up. So first we wanna go ahead and layer our beautiful kale salad. Guys, this food is good for you and it tastes delicious. So as long as it tastes delicious, why wouldn't you eat something that's also good for you, right? This is my philosophy of cooking and eating. As long as the food that I eat tastes amazing, I'm gonna always pick the nutritious side. Now let's go ahead and top the kale salad with our beautiful fish fillet. Wow. So now on top of this, I'm gonna go ahead and put some of my tomatillo salsa. If you didn't catch the video, make sure you watch it. It's super simple. And it's so flavorful. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the middle. Beautiful. And then we're gonna top the whole thing with fried onions. Guys, food, I always tell you, it's all about texture. It's all about color, it's all about texture. And I love these onions because they give it a really nice crispy touch to the whole dish and a little oniony flavor. So this is my kale salad topped with pan-seared sea bass. Bon appetit! So let's go ahead and give the food a try. So I want to go into this fish first. Oh, it's so nice and flaky, it's coming off the fillet. And then I want some of this salsa, some of this kale, fried onions. You know I like to take everything in one bite, so here we go. Guys, that salsa is a killer. You have to try it. It's so spicy, so pungent. This plate's gonna make you happy. Give this recipe a try. Let me know how it works. Stay home, stay safe, and stay tuned for more from Gourmet Next Door. Love you all. Have a great evening.